I'm Antonio Centeno, the founder of Real Men Real Style. Today, I'm going to be giving you 7 reasons of why you should dress sharp for any conference you're going to. Okay, if you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. By doing that, these videos will come right to you. In addition, if you like this video, if you find it useful, I would appreciate it if you would like it down below. And if you enjoy this video and you want to learn more, make sure to go down there and check out the link I'm going to link you to, which will expand on this. It's going to be a great article about dressing sharp for a conference. And last but not least, make sure to grab our free 47-page ebook. It's awesome. It's 47 pages. You'll like it. Okay, so the story goes back. I was looking, I follow a lot of people online, and I saw there's this big conference going to be happening in Blog World. And I went back and I look at the pictures of everything that's going on in this conference. And this is a pretty laid-back conference, bloggers. They are not known for their style sense and all this stuff. But I'm looking at all the pictures, and there is a huge difference in the way people dress at this conference. You've got most people in T-shirts and jeans, which I guess is expected. And then there where it appears to be the leaders are in suits and ties, or execs from companies in suits and ties. And then there are the other big guys in sports jackets and, odd trousers or jeans. And it just kind of struck me that, wow, there's a whole generation of people out there who really, they're not dressing sharp. And of course, I can look around and see that. But I would think that even going out to a conference like this, it would be, most people would realize that it's just smart to dress sharp. And I understand if you're trying to set yourself apart, that you're not going to be another suit. But when it comes down to it, I mean, look around. Everyone else is wearing this really bright T-shirt that's yelling. I mean, I was at South by Southwest and I saw everyone's wearing their swag gear, which is really cool. But it's hard to stand out when everyone is wearing these obnoxious, really loud T-shirts that it's just too much. And the people that stood out to me were those that were well-dressed. And I'll just use my example of South by Southwest walking around in a sports jacket, nice dress shirt, raw denim, Western boots. And the question and who I was mistaken for, I was mistaken for a venture capitalist all the time, because maybe some of the pointed questions I'm asking all these business owners, just coming from, a little bit of a business background, I'm asking these things. But I thought that was a pretty good niche to kind of be stuck into as a potential investor, not just another wannabe entrepreneur. And again, there are tons of great entrepreneurs at South by Southwest, but most of the guys there are, everyone's just wanting to be around the energy and learn. And most people were really dressed down. And I thought dressing sharp was a big advantage. So the 7 reasons and why. Number 1 is business is still business, and people, you got to put your best foot forward. So if I go to a sports events concert, and let's say there's a lot of professional football players there, maybe professional cyclists, they're not going to show up in their athletic gear. I'm not going to have football players running in their football pads, baseball players running in their baseball uniforms. They're wearing suits and ties because they realize that everyone, that's their gear, that's their uniform when they're on the field. When they're off the field, when they're looking to put together sponsorship deals, when they're looking to make business happen, they dress appropriately. So, a quick analogy, the New York Yankees, they wear pinstripes on the field because it signifies business. And off the field, the smart Yankees, if you look at how a lot of these guys dress when they go out, they dress for business because they realize their business is their image. So again, pay attention. A conference is about people getting together and finding ways to work with each other. And it's maybe an ugly word to some people, but business, I think, is beautiful when done right, done sustainable, done so that it can bring people jobs. Number 2, face-to-face meetings are becoming less and less common. So when they do happen, they're incredibly important. And that's kind of takes me back to this Blog World example. I realized that a lot of these people, they've been living behind their computers because I do it, I blog. And it's one of those things that now you're getting out and you're meeting all these people for the first time. And it's not like you're having coffee with this person every other day and they know what kind of a person you are. For most people, this is the first time that they're getting to shake your hand, and you're going to form an image and impression in their mind. And it's going to go over better if you actually put a little bit more thought into your appearance. And I'm not saying you have to wear a suit. You can get creative in what you think is going to look sharp, but I can tell you that a t-shirt and jeans isn't being very creative. Okay, so number 3, You want to live up to expectations. So a lot of these people that you're meeting for the first time, if they're on the receiving end in terms you're the blogger or you're the person that you've been, let's say you've been working with them business, and they look at you as like this expert, this person up there on top, you want to live up to those expectations. And part of that is having the right image, putting across that you're a professional. So don't blow this. When they meet you, you don't want people walking away and saying, wow, that was him? I wasn't impressed. That's not what you want. You want them saying, wow, he was just like, or she was just like I thought they were going to be. That's what you're shooting for. Number 4, you're going to be meeting a lot of new people who have no idea who you are. And in that case, your clothing is going to set that first impression. They're going to make an immediate judgment on you, because that takes me to number 5, which is most people are not going to talk with you. They're only going to see you. So you may be in a group of 5 people. Everyone's passing around business cards. They may not even be able to have a good conversation with you, but they're going to note who you are, who you hang out with. They're going to look at how you're dressed, and they're going to keep your business card and perhaps make a note. And maybe this is someone that wants to follow up with you, but they're not necessarily going to follow up with you if they see that you're supposed to, what you're claiming on this card doesn't seem to match up with what they see, because visuals, incredibly important. All right, number 6, it identifies you to the staff at the conference. And this is more important than you may think, because people, the staff, they're running this, they're making quick decisions. They've got hundreds of people going in and out. They're going to quickly point you in the right way, or perhaps not point you in the way that you want to go if you don't look the part. And I've seen this actually happen. I remember being at a conference in Chicago, and it was pretty much required that you're in a suit and tie at this conference. I'm looking around. There were some people that got off the elevator. They were obviously students looking for, maybe they were looking for some type of job fair. And the event I was at a high-end job fair. These students would have loved to have been in this, but they were wearing dress shirts, tie, and they had backpacks on. And they clearly were not part of this group of higher level professionals. And they were immediately, by the staff, pounced on and pointed towards back onto the elevator that they're not part of this group and they can't come in here. Now, had they been wearing suits, had they been dressed a little bit higher up, I don't think you would have been able to tell, and they could have just walked right in and actually probably gotten some interesting introductions, probably a little bit beyond what they would have been qualified for, but who knows. Number 7, pictures. Pictures happen at conferences. You meet some great people. You're going to be snapping some photos. There are going to be perhaps some impromptu interview opportunities. Images, pictures. You want to be in a position where if you meet somebody and they want to interview you right there on the spot about your company or about the product that you provide or about your blog, you want to be looking great. You want to be, because this is something that could get a lot bigger. You want to be ready for opportunity. Okay, this has been Antonio Centeno with Real Men, Real Style. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.